Hey, you guys may think it's genetic, but here's my old man's shop. You can tell it's a lot more clean, organized, excellent than mine. Check out this he's got hanging on there. Someone gave him the old man's garage. Pretty cool. Okay, boys and girls, this is part 2. I'm going to take you to the front fender. So one of the things my dad has done for many years is he is the typical anesthesiologist, putting people to sleep and surgeries and that kind of thing. But he also for many years has been trained in pain management, which includes providing injections and all kinds of crazy manner of medical aid. And I want to show you this. This is a spine painted by Todd, and if you guys could see this with your own eyes, you would not believe it is absolutely beautiful. This thing is anatomically perfect. It has every single vertebrae is there from the tailbone, and it wraps up and over the fender. It comes around even in the back. Now this is the neck part here, C1, and then there's a cool little bottle of let me see if I can get her to focus in here. Cool little bottle of, I don't know, you can guess what's in there, but it's basically a bottle of stuff that they would inject into the spine. And check this out. I mean, look at this syringe. You guys, it'll blow your mind if you see it. I mean, it is 3D syringe full of this stuff. It's got a little droplet coming out. An old school, I can't quite get in there so you can see it real well, plunger, glass, just a little sinister looking, don't you think? And as we come back here, there's another little bottle of, it's kind of faint to see with skull and crossbones on there, with a little cork in there. Pretty amazing. And that's just the front fender. That is just the front fender, if you can believe that. Now I'm going to scroll over here as we go along the back of the bike and look at the rear fender. Now there's some reflection. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to do my best to get rid of that, but this is a picture, as you can see, of a machine on as an anesthesiologist, as you can see. And that's the thing about my dad. He is an absolute machine. Now that he's getting a little older, he'll be 72 this year. He's kind of slowing down a little bit, but he still works like a 20-year-old. And that's one of the features of his life. So Todd's painted him as a kind of a robotic, unstoppable machine. And he loves speed. He was a blown alcohol drag boat champion, world champion, 2 or 3 times. So on the back here, we've got nitrous. I don't know if you can see that. I'll turn the camera this way. Nitrous oxide. Oxide is here, nitrous is there, and if you see, those hoses go down in and they attach in the machine. And so he's feeding some nitrous oxide to this patient who is also another machine. And I mean, it's just freaking wicked cool. Now right here, you see he's got one hand on this wheel that turns. And in the center of that wheel, you can't see it real well because of how small it is, but it says electio, which is Latin for choice. And one little teeny turn of the wheel can mean life or death for his patients. But like all of our lives, decisions, one little turn of the wheel can send us down good paths or bad paths. And that's what that represents in his life. Knowing the history now, you can kind of understand that. And then he tends to prefer to read, and you can see that right up here at the very top there's this little teeny monitor, And that's because he hates technology. He hates it. He can barely get a phone to work. He can't stand it. He's one of the smartest men around, but he just does not like technology at all. He'd prefer to open up a book and read from a book. And inside this book, there are 3 words: Delectus habere consequentur, which is Latin for choices have consequences. And they do, folks. Our choices, his choice to go into the military, has consequences. It's a bottle of halothane with his graduation of 1975 from the University of Utah Medical School. On top there in this old bottle, and this cool machine with a bellows and a motor-driven rack and pinion to cause the bellows to go up and down. I mean, it is just freaking cool. And the thing of it is, you could sit and look at this thing for hours and find all these little details that Todd put in there. There's these gauges and just really cool stuff like that. So that's kind of what that means there, okay? Now, the kind of the crowning thing on this bike is the tank. I'll try to turn the bar so you can see it here. And there is so much symbolism in this. I don't think I can really get it all in a short video, but you can see that there is a woman and a man, and they're facing in opposite directions. You can see down here they're holding hands. That's because in our family we believe that man and woman have a responsibility, that they watch each other's back and they take care of each other and have the responsibility of taking care of the needs of their family. This is a shield that represents protection from everything. You know, they need to protect their family from bad things happening to them. They're protectors. And right here is a vote, A-V-O-T, which stands for, it's Latin again, it stands for patriarch. And if you ever get really bored, you can look up patriarch in the dictionary and stuff, and we intuitively know what it means, but it has a lot of deeper meaning, and that is on this person who represents my dad. And then on this woman's shield, which is a little difficult to see because she's covering it, but it says Ezer Canugda. And Ezer Canugda is basically, it's Greek, and it stands for helpmeet, or and if you look up in Strong's dictionary, it has a lot of other deep meaning that has to do with the character of woman, which is basically, in my opinion, wrote the book on understanding women. Now I'm not even going to go down that road here right now, but basically they have certain characteristics that we guys don't understand, but nevertheless is critical to the success and health of a family, in my opinion. So those two together are the pinnacle of life. Man and woman working together, trying to raise children and family. And you'll see as I come over here, there's a chain. I'll turn the bars here, and you can see he's hanging on to this. Oh, where am I? There it is. Chain that comes up and has links. And there's a couple of people hanging on to links here, and there's also down hidden back inside, there's other people, very, very faint in the paint, that are all connected together. And those are us family. And you'll see that there's a number 2 inscribed right here, which represents me. And there's a couple of guys hanging on to them, which represents my children. My brother, number 3, and his connections. And so we're all connected to that family structure. And if you look over on this side, there's no connection yet, and that's because these three guys right here, guys, girls, whatever, it's like they're climbing in onto this tank trying to get in, and they basically represent our yet unborn children and extended family that will be connected to us at some future point, and that we need to always try to live a life of goodness and how do I put this? Goodness, and be the type of family that will take care of those future generations that will come and be part of us. So all these things have representation. So when we go on our chopper rides, and our family, my sons, my brother, when we get together and go, it's a lot more than just jumping on a bike and going out for a ride. It's our way of keeping our family together. It's our way of celebrating each other. It's our way of bridging the connections and keeping the links tight. And that is what's represented on this bike. So I hope you guys can appreciate that. You know, it's one of those things that makes the bike unique and special. It's not just something that you could turn around and sell tomorrow. You know, this stays in the family. It goes down through, handed down through generation to generation, hopefully. So much love everybody. Hope you enjoyed. We're gonna go out and ride, okay? Have a nice day. The Factor out.